Welcome to the Sustainable CT Actions and Impact Review for February 2024. Brought to you in part by our good friends at the Tremaine Foundation. Remember, the Emily Hall Tremaine Foundation seeks and funds innovative projects that advance solutions to basic and enduring problems, and we are oh so glad they do. Visit them at tremainefoundation.org. Applications are open for our 2024 fellowship program. That's right, this is an exceptional opportunity for Connecticut students. A great benefit for Connecticut towns. The Sustainable CT Fellowship Program recognizes and honors individuals who display extraordinary dedication and commitment to advancing sustainability practices throughout the state. It offers a unique opportunity for highly qualified college students to collaborate closely with municipalities and regional organizations on a range of sustainability projects. Applications are due by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on February 19th. You know, Sustainable CT and Actions and Impact, this very newsletter, and me speaking to you right now, it's all made possible in part by the Hampshire Foundation. The Hampshire Foundation funds partners who are finding pathways to rapidly reduce greenhouse gas emissions or to help people build resilience against poverty and climate change. And that's a very good thing. Visit them at hampshirefoundation.org. Remember, Sustainable CT is independently funded. We don't have a magical unicorn rainbow money tree, no sir, but you can be a Sustainable CT sponsor. Find out how at sustainablect.org. You'll be glad you did. In Elements this month, our next Sustainable CT Coffee Hour is all about finding a pathway to gold. Our first Pathway to Gold webinar series focuses on Action 8.6, collaborating with other municipalities on sustainability actions. Learn about this required step for gold certification, hear from municipalities that have completed the action, share your experiences with municipal collaboration, and have your questions answered by Sustainable CT staff. That's February 16th at 10 a.m. Don't miss it. You can join Sustainable CT for informal discussions most third Fridays of each month at 10 a.m. We share program updates and resources, explore your questions, and strengthen the network of Sustainable CT champions. Yes, we do. These sessions are always free, and you know that free is good and open to all. Gratification, your enlightenment, and your entertainment too. It's The Impact, a Sustainable CT podcast. This month, Michael Porcaro, Town Administrator Vernon, truly a Sustainable CT success story. A recent addition to the Sustainable CT Board of Directors, Mike has been working with the town of Vernon in one capacity or another for almost 20 years. And as town administrator for the last 7, Vernon has overachieved in nearly every action area since their registration in 2018. Join us to discover how they did it and what lies ahead for the Silver Certified Town of Vernon. This month's episode of The Impact will be available on February 15th at sustainablect.org and wherever you get your podcasts. In the Community Match Fund, we're supporting the 2024 Connecticut Compost Conference. The Connecticut Compost Alliance is a group of aerobic composting enthusiasts, representing a diverse group of stakeholders working together to coordinate opportunities that focus on current and future composter, to learn, network, and engage by enhancing and improving our soils. And you can donate to their Community Match Fund. Heck yeah, support will enable the Connecticut Compost Alliance to continue statewide compost education by offering this in-person 2024 Connecticut Compost Conference to be held at Connecticut College in New London. Oh, we're optimizing for equity. Yes, we are. Our winter 3-part virtual equity workshop for 2024 has already begun. But don't let that keep you from optimizing for equity. Heck no. The spring workshop series takes place April 10th, May 15th, and June 12th. All sessions are from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the spring. These no-cost virtual events provide a comprehensive framework of racial equity, diversity, and inclusion. Attendance at our virtual equity workshops is capped at 35, and spaces fill up fast. So don't snooze on this, people. Register without delay. In conveyances this month, our intrepid Executive Director Lynn Stoddard appeared on Valley Shore Community Television's A Slice of Life, hosted by Jim Therry. They discussed all things Sustainable CT, of course, especially relating to our friends in the Valley Shore area. Check it out. Our favorite reporter, Jan Ellen Spiegel, continued her 2-part Connecticut Mirror series, examining how Connecticut stacks up against neighboring states on climate policy and what we could be doing differently. Be sure to check that out. Hey, you can access national and county-level data, including Connecticut numbers, that compares how race influences education, employment, asset ownership, and other indicators. Go to the Black Wealth Data Center to be astonished by some of the numbers. A nice piece in Voices about the Oxford Main Street Project and its partners supporting the construction of a pedestrian bridge within the Little River Nature Preserve. Hey, that's a Sustainable CT Matching Fund project. Second edition of the Deep newsletter is available. Chock-a-block full of news, events, jobs, and funding opportunities with an emphasis this month on environmental justice. Governor Lamont announced that the Connecticut Department of Transportation is awarding more than $9 million in state grants for transportation infrastructure and safety upgrades in 10 rural communities throughout Connecticut. Way to go, Ned. And the governor announced that the U.S. Department of Transportation is awarding the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, that's DEEP to you and me, with a $14.6 million grant. The grant will be used to increase access to electric vehicle chargers in 7 Connecticut communities. And this will make those towns eligible for certification points under Action 6.4.5, Support Zero-Emission Vehicle Deployment. Excellent. And speaking of the governor, he spoke at an environmental summit hosted by the League of Conservation Voters and attended by Sustainable CT, by the way, urging environmental activists to strike a more assertive tone with state lawmakers after, as John Moritz put it in the CT Insider, a year in which his administration witnessed several of its top climate priorities go down in flames. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. In our chronology section, where time waits for snowman, the city of West Hartford is celebrating Black History Month by hosting a virtual panel discussion honoring the contributions of Black leaders in municipal government. Don't miss that, February 8th at 11:30 a.m. Gain insight into this year's legislative priorities at the annual legislative preview at UConn Law School. Hear from the leadership of both the Energy and Technology Committees and the Environmental Committee. UConn students and faculty can attend for free, but otherwise there is a fee for this in-person event. UConn School of Law, 55 Elizabeth Street, Hartford, February 13th, 5 to 8:30 p.m. Hey, DEEP is establishing a new Office of Planning and Resilience in the agency's Water Bureau that will manage DEEP's Climate Resilience Grant Program. The posting for this new office's director is now open, and the application deadline is February 20. Our good friends at the American Mural Project will host critically acclaimed author Edwin Raymond, former NYPD lieutenant, for a discussion and book signing. Raymond is the author of An Inconvenient Cop, My Fight to Change Policing in America. And he's depicted prominently in his former role as a police officer in AMP's Mural of Workers on permanent exhibit in Winstead. This in-person event is free, but pre-registration is required, February 24th, 7 p.m. And here's a reminder, Partners for Places has matching grants available. The Funders Network, in partnership with the Urban Sustainability Directors Network, announced the opening of the latest round of the Partners for Places grant program, connecting community groups, place-based funders, and local governments. Matching awards provide partnership investments between $45,000 and $150,000 for one-year projects, or between $75,000 and $180,000 for two-year projects. Yowza! The deadline to submit proposals is February 27th, so don't miss that. To shed some light on the history and magnitude of racial health inequalities in the U.S., including Connecticut, Fairfield County's Community Foundation will host Dr. Uche Blackstock, physician, advocate, and author of the new memoir, Legacy, A Black Physician Reckons with Racism in Medicine. This is an in-person ticketed event with no-cost options available, February 29th, 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and co-sponsored by Connecticut Public. And the Jonas Center in Middletown is hiring. They're seeking to fill 4 part-time seasonal May through August fieldwork positions, 1 fieldwork coordinator, and 3 field workers to remove invasive water chestnut plants in the lower Mattabesset River. Well, that's a very cool summer job. And we have a last word or two about the Cost Town meeting on February 8th. Yes, we'll be at AquaTurf in Plantsville from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursday, February 8th. We'll be networking with municipal leaders, including many newly elected First Select people and mayors. We'll learn about the issues and challenges facing municipalities. We'll be hearing from the state's legislative leaders about the 2024 legislative session, state officials speaking about the budget, policy priorities, and agency staff with insight on infrastructure and transportation funding. It promises to be a very interesting and informative day, and we hope to see you in Plantsville. And you can read all about it in this month's exciting edition of Actions and Impact, the official Sustainable CT newsletter, except no substitutes. Do yourself a favor and subscribe, and you can do that where Plantsville isn't just a place, it's a state of mind at sustainableCT.org.